Welcome to News World Today. To get more updates, please subscribe this channel. It's lose-lose. EU will never see Brexit as a success, blasts Brussels official. Brexit will never be seen as a success by the European Union, a senior Brussels official said today. Stefan de Rink also warned it was not yet a given that the EU would agree there can be a transition period after Britain formally leaves in March 2019, to provide a smooth transition to life outside the bloc. He is the senior advisor to Michel Barnier, who leads the Brexit talks Britain on behalf of the European Commission and EU. After he gave a speech at London's Chatham House think tank, a member of the audience asked him when it would be known if Brexit was a success. Mr. de Rink replied, "For us, I don't think we will ever label Brexit a success in the EU. I think it's a mutual weakening of two parties." For example, he said, last week the 28 EU members agreed to extend sanctions against Russia. Post-Brexit, that will be 27 plus 1. It can work, but it won't be as easy as today under a common framework. Economically, for us Brexit is a lose-lose situation. Trade deal talks with Britain therefore would not be like the EU's with Japan, which were about adding value for both sides. It's how do we minimize losses economically on both sides? Because no matter how you turn Brexit and what it means, there will be barriers that don't exist today in terms of the UK-EU relationship, no matter how ambitious the free trade agreement may be. Mr. de Rink appeared to diverge from his boss Mr. Barnier's claim that Britain could not expect its own tailored trade deal. But he insisted the UK would have to stick to EU rules throughout any transition period after Britain formally leaves the bloc in March 2019 and could not expect to pick and choose the ones it liked. It was also not certain the EU would agree to have the 2-year implementation period Theresa May seeks after March 2019, where policies will effectively remain unchanged, providing certainty to businesses and individuals and time for the UK to prepare its new post-Brexit arrangements. The transition will be negotiated in the new year with the aim of moving on to trade talks in March, but Mr. de Rink suggested it would not be confirmed in black and white until next October, when the withdrawal treaty is drawn up for ratification. He said, there could be a transitional arrangement. That is not a given today. Asked when firms would get the assurances they craved about continuity during the transition, he said, the certainty only comes when the transition, which is part of the Article 50 deal, will be ratified. I know this is very uncomfortable. We meet stakeholders who say, we have contingency planning, what do we do? And of course, it's a cost. It's up to business to see. We are in the European Commission at least continuing with our no-deal planning. He added that Brussels would seek binding commitments from the UK about maintaining high common standards after Brexit. Simple trust that the UK would maintain standards at EU level after leaving the single market was not enough glue to keep the system together, he said.